everybody, how is it going today? Thanks for joining us for another hashtag Lockboss show and giveaway. We have a nice lineup today, including our first ever Automotive Locksmith edition trivia. So I'm excited to hear everyone's results of that. Excuse me. And of course, we are going to be announcing this week's 5 Lockboss winners. So we're excited to announce and hook all 5 of you up. So of course, I'm drinking Topo Chico. Cheers to all you out there drinking one with me as well. And it's been a pretty rainy day here today. I hope all of your days are going well. And let me go ahead and get the screen pulled up here and let's have some fun. All right. So first up, we got, so we're going to be going over post of the week, comment of the week, the trivia, and then lastly, we'll be announcing the 5 winners this week. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so post of the week. All right, so this one comes from Julio D. And as you can see there, you got one of the new stickers and what is that? The Lab 3-in-1 Universal Kit. That's pretty cool. I see a big bro, some tweezers, pinning block. All sorts of good stuff there. Congrats, Julia. Thanks for sending that picture in. Next up, we got from Mr. Don from Jenkins Locks. Very cool. Man, I love seeing that go, no-go sitting down there. Lockboy capping and ejecting block as well as a sticker. That's good stuff. Now, next up here, we got so that's Joey. He is one of our staff in our shipping and receiving. And he actually, I believe it's a TikTok video. And remember that a few weeks ago, I showed you the TikTok video and YouTube gets mad when you play something that has music that you don't have the rights to or whatever. So, go ahead, head on over to TikTok. You can watch that one. Pretty good. And like I said, when it comes to all the TikTok stuff and social media posts, I don't see any of it until it actually goes live. So it's kind of fun for me to experience it with all of you. So let's see here. Comment of the week. All right, from Sherelle. I got to lean in here to read it. It seems that this would be an argument against ever using that little adjustment tab inside the strike plate, as it would add pressure to the latch and make it more likely to break. Do you agree? I've never used that little tab, but always think about it briefly when installing the strike. Either way, great video. Appreciate it. I think it's a pretty good question. I guess from my experience, I've really never seen a situation where the hole is even really big enough to do too much of adjustment with that little tab there. I'm guessing I could probably find a situation that I could adjust it with. But for the most part, from how the door is set and the alignment points, from when the door is set to where, the holes are on the jamb and on the door, you're probably not going to get enough. Even if you did do something with that, you probably wouldn't get enough wiggle room to actually make it work. Because in theory, right, you just go and put that latch on there, you put that strike plate on there, it's going to be perfect if the door was set properly. But as time goes on, those things kind of move. So hopefully that kind of answers your question. Anyone watching, if you have any input on that, go ahead and post it. And I'd like to read it. And I know Sherelle will as well. So good stuff. All right. So looks like my screen's kind of goofy there. Locksmith Trivia Automotive Edition. All right, so Let me get rid of this for a second here. So this is how it's going to work, okay? So I got 5 questions for you. Some are what I would think are pretty easy. There should be a couple you should be able to get, even if you don't mainly do automotive work. There's still a couple that you should be able to get. Now, some of them, there's a little more in depth, but like I've done in the other trivias is, we want to keep it fairly more on the basic end. And what will happen is if you guys and gals let me know how many you got right. And if the majority of you got them right, well, then next time we do automotive trivia, I'll up it. And I like being right on that line where, a little less than half of you at least don't get it right. So it makes it a little more fun that way. So here we go. First question. You ready? All right, let's do it. Question number 1. What Ford key blank has 8 cuts on each side, also known as a 8-cut key? Would it be the A, H50, B, H75, C, H60, or D, H27? So I'll give you a minute here to think about it. So A, B, C, or D. And I'll help you just a little bit before I give the answer. It's definitely not D, because the H27 is a single-sided key. And the other 3 are all double. So it's not D. So A, B, or C. Okay. And the answer is B, H75. So that's the right answer on that one. Hopefully most of you got it right. Curious to find out. All right, let's go to the next question, which is question number 2. And the question is this, so there's the key in the picture. Is the key in the picture a 2-track or 4-track key? And if you're like, PJ, I have no idea what a track is, this one might be hard to get, but it's 50-50. So let's see here. Is it a 2-track or is it a 4-track? And the answer is, first of all, it's a Honda key in the picture, H001 or 03, I'm guessing. And that key is a 4-track. So hopefully a lot of you got that right. Let's go ahead and move on to question number 3. And I guess I should say on this 2-track, 4-track, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you see how on that key there are on both sides of one side of the key. See, there's cuts. Okay, that's going to be a 4-track. A 2-track only going to have one set of cuts on each side. So hopefully that helps. All right, here we go. Question number 3. VATS keys don't use a chip. They use a blank. And blank's not the answer. That is a blank key, though. So what type of technology does a VATS key use? Give you a moment here to come up with your answer. All right, so VATS keys don't use a chip like a transponder key. They use a ohm resistor, and a lot of times it's referred to as the pellet. So that little, I don't know if you can see my mouse, probably not, but that little pellet right there has a little ohm resistor in it. So at the time, it was considered very high tech and like groundbreaking, but in reality, it is a very old school. All right, next one. Of the interesting thing to think about that though, really quick, is on VATS is, so like a transponder key, right, uses as an antenna to communicate. whereas VATs actually have to use two little metal pieces on the inside of the ignition. So think about it, day in and day out. The VATS keys literally have to go in and make contact. And if one side doesn't get contact, it doesn't complete the circuit. And guess what? Nothing's working. So it's kind of a crazy thing. All right, question number 4. What is the metal test key for the B111 PT transponder key? So it's the metal test key. And for extra bonus, okay, that picture, this one pictured here is the Circle Plus key, which is known as the B111. For extra credit, why is there only a small hole there instead of a really big hole for where the key ring goes? So I'll give you a moment to answer that. All right, so the metal/test key for the B111 PT is the B106 key. That's the test key for that. And as far as that little hole goes, where the key ring goes, the reason it's small and it used to be big is due to that GM recall I guess it was probably at least 5 years ago now. I don't know if you remember that. They're blaming the ignitions on a bunch of problems. And essentially is what they found is that the weight of the key chain of the key on the key ring needed to be positioned right there in the center of the key instead of going off on the sides. It was putting weird pressure on the key. So, or on the weight on the key. So that's why there's a small hole on all the new ones. I'm sure someone's importing somewhere keys that have the big hole in them, but highly recommended. You only sell the ones with the small hole. All right, last but not least, question number 5 is, what type of key is this? Now, of course, it's an automotive key, but is what I'm looking for is what type. So, of course, it has a remote on it, but in the technical terms, when it comes to ordering and looking and understanding, there's a term that is widely used to describe this type of key. And this is a Kia key. So I'll give you a second to answer that. All right. The answer is that is a flip key. All right. This one's known as a flip key. On the top left there, you see the little silver button. And when you push that button, the blade comes flopping out, right? Flipping out, I should say. So these type of keys were really made popular by Volkswagen in right around early 2000s. So, well, there you have it. That is this week's automotive edition of trivia. So I would love to know, out of the 5, how many did you get right? And did you get the bonus right on the Circle Plus key as far as the hole goes? So let me know in the comments. I'll be checking them out here shortly. So let's go ahead and let's move on to our giveaway. Okay, so let's go over the rules, make sure we're all on the same page here. So what to do if you win. Email us your shipping info at sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us at 800-848-6989 and we'll send your gifts soon. Now, if you're watching, if it's one of your first times watching this, and you're wondering how do you win, it's actually really simple. Just comment on our videos and include the hashtag Lockboss. Winners will be chosen from comments on the previous week's video. No purchase is necessary. That's right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and announce this week's 5 Lockboss winners. All right, winner number 1 this week is John Taylor. John Taylor, congratulations. Here we go. Winner number 2 this week is Brian Ogram. Brian Ogram, Congratulations. Winner number 3 this week is Dustin Nelson. Dustin, congratulations. Winner number 4 this week is Texas Fire. Texas Fire, congratulations. And last but not least, winner number 5 this week is Grover the Locksmith. Grover the Locksmith, congratulations. No, of course, this month is our free Kiss Me I'm a Lockboss shirt. I actually have my wife's been wearing one of those, so that's been kind of cool, right? But yeah, everybody, wait, that is this week's show. I'm excited to read the comments on the trivia questions. I look forward to seeing that, and I hope all of you have a great Tuesday evening. We'll see you same place, same time next week. You guys have a great evening.